aunt of a young Northwest woman arrested for organizing the murder of her whole family says she's having sleepless nights. Her niece, a 20-year-old Pule Letshwiti, is facing multiple murder charges for ordering the hit on her parents, brother and her sister. Was pregnant at the time, and that was back in 2016, which means she was 16 when she ordered this hit. Now, Letshwiti and her two co-accused made a brief appearance in the Brits Magistrates Court this morning. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti Jones was there and joins us now. Pule, thanks for your time this afternoon. Just remind us again what happened at court today, but in doing so, just a little bit of context into exactly what this young woman is accused of doing.
Yeah, well, firstly, I think let me just start off by giving off context to the story is that this young woman is accused of ordering a hit on her family members. And while that is the case, the two young other men who orchestrated this hit walked into the house and shot everyone, including that young boy, which also included the father, who was a police official at the Hebron police station, and of course one of the sister who was 8 months pregnant at the time. And this time around, Letshwiti was allegedly outside when the incident happened in the house, but she was just wounded, and all this time the family members thought it wasn't her. But right now that she has confessed to the police officials, they're quite wondering what could have been the sinister motive behind this heinous crimes. And while that's the case, we do understand that the state prosecutor today told the British Magistrate Court that they are awaiting a report from the social workers. I believe that Letshwiti underwent counselling, but furthermore, they've also ordered that she go for a psychiatric evaluation before the case can continue. But while that's the case, accused number one, which is one of the young men who actually shot the family members, pleaded not guilty. Letshwiti says that she's also eligible for bail. She can only afford 100,000 rand, and that she was not in possession of any firearm, while the other accused hadn't said much and said that he would only be able to confess when the matter were to go for trial. So it's quite a lot of technicalities here that are happening, but the family members just want peace for now, and they want justice, because the auntie tells us that, you know, at the time when she went to go visit Letshwiti while she was in prison, and she asked her, why did you do it? And she wanted answers, and all she just said, or rather all she could respond to, was to say she's sorry. And she's sorry. But if you listen to this clip here, you'll get a sentiment of how the family is like right now.
Personally, I can say Untatile was a good child. I also contributed in raising her. Even after the funeral, she stayed with me for the whole year, and then the aunt took her for 3 months, and then I don't know what happened. She came back to me again until the 2nd of July when we were in Pretoria. Then she started to leave me again. But you know, what I can say is there's somewhere we had some. I took her for what is this? I took her for. I took her for psychological treatment to Abankwe Hospital. I also took her to Sanka in Soshanguve because I could see that she had a problem.
Now, Pule, there is that psychological evaluation that's been called for this young woman. With that, what will be happening with the case going forward?
Well, what we also know is that, you know, the family says they had been witnessing this strange behavior after the family members were murdered. And the auntie also said on camera that she suspected that Untatile could have been behind all of this, but she just wasn't sure. And therefore, that's why she actually participated in ensuring that she gets a healthy, you know, process of having to go for counseling and ensuring that she can try and help her, because she was still of the view at that point that she was traumatized from whatever that had happened. But while that's the case, the state prosecutor believes that she has to undergo psychiatric evaluation so that they can receive this report with recommendations and see how this matter can actually be taken forward. But there's also an element to the story now, because family members saying one of the accused lived in the same village as the aunt just spoke right now, and that she's saying that she feels unsafe she feels as though if they were to be given bail, that her life would be in jeopardy, and that she's been receiving strange calls from people alleging to be police officials, but then don't pitch up. So the story is developing in that manner, and the family says that they cannot sleep at night as they feel unsafe. Listen to what she has to say.
I don't even know them. I'm even surprised. The other one is just staying not even a kilometer from my home. If the guy really is the one who killed my brother and the family, so it means I was also at risk, because the shop is right next to where I stay. It means they've been watching me, and I didn't even know them.
Do you feel safe?
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't feel safe because I've been receiving even calls, but I've lost trust in the police.
Calls from who?
Calls like the other time I got a call, this guy said he's a policeman from Macau police station, and he wanted information from me. I told that guy that unfortunately I cannot give you anything over the phone. Or if I respond to you, what if you are one of the friends or whoever? So if you want to talk to me, you must firstly identify yourself. And then I don't want you to come in a private car. You must come with the police. I must see that you are a policeman. And that guy until today, he didn't come. And
we'll be catching up with Pule Letshwiti Jones a little bit later on this story. Tragic story of a young woman who ordered a hit on her entire family when she was just 16 years old. A few years on, and she's now appearing in court with the culprits, her co-culprits rather, to hear that matter in court. Still to come.